Muy buenas tardes, mi gente. Today is Monday, March 13th, 2023, and here I am again with another episode of Comadreando. How is that daylight savings change treating you guys? Yeah, like, ya son like las 2 de la tarde aquí, y pues it still feels like it is very early, so thank goodness we have the change. Every year I look forward to it. I honestly hate the whole change when fall comes around y se va el sol bien temprano. It seems like we just lose so much time and it's so sad and dark and depressing. So hopefully it stops raining. I keep looking this way because it's the window. Pero yeah, it's been raining. It's raining. It's really cold today. It's like cold, whatever. Anyways, yeah, here I am again, like I said, aquí con otro episode for you guys. Quiero mandarle un saludo a mi friend Ellie and her husband Eric. I guess they watch me. I don't know if they watch me together or she watches me. Yeah, we go dinner this Friday. We're gonna go out for St. Patrick's Day. Well, not specifically for St. Patrick's Day, but Friday is St. Patrick's Day and we're going out to dinner. So that is so fun. Can't wait to see you guys. Un saludo a mi madre, like always. Hi, Mom. She watches me. And probably the nephews, because they're fans. Hi, guys. Okay, I'm going to educate you guys on some St. Patrick's stuff right now, okay? Like I said, since it's St. Patrick's Day in a couple of days, why not take this opportunity to talk about the holiday, right? A lot of you guys, a lot of us guys, a lot of me and you guys don't know what the heck is really behind the whole meaning of St. Patrick's Day. Y pues I started reading and I gotta share with you guys what I found. Yes. Vámonos a lo ocurrido. Every year we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, obviously on March 17th. It's a drunken holiday. I know I personally, before children, we used to go bar hopping. All the beer was cheap. They had the cheap tap beer. They used to throw some green food coloring in there y pues era puro party. Everybody andaban ahí todos bien borrachos y todo. Have a lot of good stories for a bunch of St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, it's been one of those holidays. I've been Irish for the day también. You know how that rolls. Anyways, do you guys know why we celebrate March 17th? A ver, let's think. That was actually the day que San Patricio se murió. It wasn't the birth, it wasn't the day they created green beer, it was the day St. Patrick died. Alright, guys, so once upon a time in the year 387, yeah, that's it, like 387, no 1987, 1937, no, 387. Nació un little baby and his name was Patrick. Yes, Patricio. He's actually British. He isn't from Ireland. He isn't Irish. He was born in Britain. He was born to a well-off family where his dad was some kind of like a priest. He used to give the sermon. And eran chiveros. They had chivas, this and that. Okay, well, Patrick used to help the family out and be out in the yard con las chivas. Like I said, era chivero el niño. He was 16 years old when he got kidnapped by Irish raiders. So they ended up taking him into Ireland, captive as a slave, which is ironic because himself back home, his father owned a bunch of slaves también. Well, anyways, now, they're holding him captive. He's a slave to the Irish people, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, once again, he was only 16 years old, so he era un niño. Okay, well, lo llevaron a Ireland. He wasn't even sure where he was held captive. They had him for 6 entire years. He even said that the Irish people didn't treat him bad. They just had him obviously laboring and this and that. So, during these 6 years que estaba el niño detenido, empezó a rezar mucho. He became very faithful to the religion. And it was weird because, like I said, his dad used to be one to give a sermon, and here it takes him to get taken captive to be a big time believer. Well, there was a letter he left behind, Patrick, when he passed away, and it was just basically a whole rundown of his life and this and that and what he did and what he didn't do and this and that. Well, anyways, yeah, in this letter that he wrote, a memoir, as we call it, he said, it's okay. He became very faithful to the religion, and he would pray literally all day, mainly to be released, pero, I'm thankful for this, and he would pray and give thanks and this and that, and, así se la llevaba el niño. They had him working the field. They had him doing chivas, the same thing he used to do with his parents, with his dad, over back at home. So, yeah, he sat there captive 6 entire years working and praying and just praying some more. Well, one day, as he was working, out there, the chivero, shepherd that day, he heard a voice, and it spoke to him. He thought it was one of the other, maybe his master or something, the people in charge. It wasn't. He came to conclusion on his own that it was God. God was speaking to him. So what this message was telling him was that it was his time to go. Like, there, you're done here. Your time has come. Ahorita te vas a ir, and you're never coming back over here. Vámonos. So, he heard this message, he heard this voice, he kept working, because he was just, confused, like, no sabía de dónde venía la voz, so he's just like, what? Well, al ratito, oye otra voz, and this second voice tells him, you're leaving on a boat, you have no idea where this boat is, but you're gonna find it, and that's how you're gonna get home. So he thought that was even more, like, creepy. He was just like, what the heck is going on here? So, he kept working and this and that. Well, he just stopped and focused on the whole two voices. He came to a conclusion, like I said, maybe this is God's messengers telling me que me vaya ya la fregada. Vámonos, Pues se fue caminando, se fue corriendo. He just left. Sin rumbo, sin dirección, nada. Because obviously he, like I said, he never even knew where he was at. He just knew these fields. He knew he had to either work on the crop or he had to come work with the chivas. That was it. He didn't know the name of the city, the town, the village. He didn't know anything. He just knew he was there to work and he was captive. And that he was in Ireland. That's all he knew. Pues caminando y caminando llegó a una orilla donde había agua. So he sees a big boat there. And he goes up to the boat. Y ya se iban. They were just loading the last of the people. And Patricio tells them, hey, can I jump on the boat with you guys? I need to go home. So they're like looking at him. At this point, he's already in, his early 20s, because it was 6 years have passed. And they're looking at him like, what the heck? No, you cannot come with us. And he was just like, oh, he hung his head. He turned around. And he was just walking, looking down. Because it's sad, when they reject you, they tell you no. Like, who wants to hear no? Like, that is so sad. Well, one of the guys that was up there getting everybody ready to take off on this voyage, he felt bad for him, because I lo había todo colgando, like, sad. So he tells me, hey, come back, muchacho. So Patricio turns around with a smile. He's like, me? And the guy said, yeah, you, vente. So he's like, come on, let's go. You could go with us. He gets up on the boat. It's a big boat. Se van. They start going, rocking in the water. He has no clue either where they're going. He just needed to go because the voice told him, you're going to go on a boat and you're going home. Yeah. Well, this long voyage via water, ocean, mar, agua, whatever you want to call it, Duró 3 días. So they were on this boat for 3 entire days. Finally, they hit mainland and they had to walk because, yeah, he was going back to his rancho in Britain. Duraron 28 days walking foot, via foot. It was a horrible 28 days because there was heat and they ran out of food and water. So it was, it wasn't just, oh, let's go for 28 days. Like, no, it was bad 28 days. So, they're all walking. He was with a group of other people that were obviously going towards the same direction where he was going. And yeah, they were getting cranky, delirious. So during this time when they're like hitting the 28th day, they had like a few people die of hunger. Estaban muriendo de hambre. And Patricio's telling the whole crew he's with, like, have faith, we're gonna be okay. Pónganse a rezar conmigo, because he kept the whole, his whole trait of just praying and being thankful all day long. So, some people are just like, nah, we don't do that. What is that? And he's just like, I promise, have faith. Let's pray together. We will get through this together. And no, some people didn't care. Others did take the time. They're like, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's pray. So, yeah, a little bit after their whole group prayer, que se aparecen una, like, manada de puercos. The swine, they call them in English. The wild pigs. Puercos, jabalines, whatever you know them as, se aparecieron. So empezaron estos a cazar puercos. They started shooting these pigs down the swine, and everybody was so grateful and thankful. They started cooking them, cleaning, whatever it is they were doing, the process they did in order to eat, and they were just so happy because they were eating again. They hadn't ate in a couple days, so this was just like, wow. After this, he tells them, see, I told you guys, let's pray, the faith and God and this and that. And a lot of people did. They started like, you know what, you're right. We should have more faith, this and that. Into the Catholic way. That's how he was like known when he was studying out here in Ireland. This group that was with him, there was a large group with him, started, okay, you know what, yeah, if that's what we're going to identify each other as, that's what we're going to be Catholic. Well, anyways, so close yet so far, they capture a group of people that were in his group again. They were Irish raiders again, but they didn't take them back to Ireland this time. They just held a group of them captive for a while. Why? Not known. They wanted to enslave them, possibly. It's just not really like, what the heck? Like, there's no really detail into why. But they held a great group of the people that were traveling with Patrick. And, he was just like, damn, again? Otra vez. Well, during one of his nightly prayers where he was there captive, he heard another voice, a message come to him, and it told him, no te preocupes, don't worry, this time's gonna be a shorter amount of time. So yeah, it's gonna like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna trust the voice, because here I am, whatever, okay, I can deal, right? Well, after 60 days, these raiders decided to release the group that they had captured. Patrick obviously was part of that group. Y patas son pa correr, se fue a su rancho. He went straight to Britain. Ya llegó, his parents, oh my goodness, everybody greeted him. Oh my God, where have you been? Hugs and kisses. The mom's crying like she hasn't seen her son in a little bit over 6 years now. Well, after the whole homecoming and this and that, he broke the news to his parents and said, you know what, Dad, like, I want to be like you. I want to share the word of God. I want to be a good person, a good man. I want to be a deacon. So the family's all excited and happy because the dad wasn't a full on like deacon or pastor or priest or nothing. Like he would just share the word. And for Patricio to turn around and say que quería ser un deacon, it was big stuff. So they're like, yeah, we back you up 100%. Let's do this. He broke the news. I want to go back to Ireland though. I don't want to stay here with you guys. I just feel like the people in Ireland need me more than anybody here in Britain does. So he set out, he packed his bags bien, se fue bien, y se fue back to Ireland. There he became a known deacon. He baptized many men and women. He gave lots of sermons, lots of mass. He gave the word. He shared the word. He did all the good deeds. Pero a lot of people disliked him because he was from Britain. He wasn't from Ireland. So I guess having that accent, knowing he was from Britain, a lot of people were just like, nah, he'll never be one of us, which was mean and stupid. Pero ya ven como son la gente, so we can't fix it, you know? The more holy they think they are, whatever, you know, comen santos y cagan diablos. It's one of those things that, whatever, you know? Whatever. So, yeah, he stayed there for the rest of his life. He worked doing a lot of missionary work there in the area. The church he worked with the entire time he was there um, pretty much was his church because he was the one that would attend it and give services and help people and sit there and, you know, the whole confessions and this and this and this and that. So, yeah, he was very homesick all the time he was there, and it was years because he died when he was 78 years old. By then, yep, you got it. It was March 17, and then the year was 461. Like I said, he died of natural causes. When he passed away, it was nothing big. They didn't celebrate him. As a matter of fact, they forgot about him. Lo enterraron como cualquiera, a little headstone, y ya estuvo. It was it. His burial site was literally right by the church that he built in Saul, Ireland. That's what it's called right there. A couple years later, when other people of very different generations would start to speak of him, that's when they went and they did a shrine for him, and oh my goodness, and you know, they named him officially the patron saint of Ireland. But like I said, this was many years after he had already been dead. They would sit there and speculate and a bunch of rumors, y esto y lo otro, que supposedly that rancho in Ireland no longer had snakes because he scared them away. That wasn't true because obviously Ireland, that area is way too cold and snakes don't do well in the cold. And I guess on top of that, there's a lot of water that snakes would have to swim through to get to. And once again, the water around there is very cold, so it is impossible for snakes to actually travel through that water to get into that side of town, in that village, and actually live and, you know, infest the way they said that. At one point, Ireland was super full, infested with snakes, and he scared them away. So that wasn't true, but that was nice that it, you know, was brought up y le dio propaganda, you know, le dio fama. Like, they were like, oh yeah, it was San Patricio, you know, era el mero mero, you know, but no, that wasn't true. There is another story, which was true, about a three-leaf clover, not a four-leaf clover, a three-leaf clover, that he would sit there and talk to, you know, the people and tell them, you know, this is the Holy Trinidad, the Padre, el Hijo, el Espíritu Santo. So that's how he would, you know, try to push the whole church and the religion on the people, showing them a three-leaf clover. Once again, they say que no hay three-leaf clovers, but it was something that he would do. Who knows? I don't know. I wasn't around in 300 something. Like, I was just born the other day, so I have no idea, guys. I'm just letting you know what I know. They would even say he was so holy that he would actually bring people back from the dead. That in itself is something maybe they used like a metaphor because people were lost with no direction and he would help them find their way and this and that and push God and stuff. Maybe that's what they meant by bringing back from the dead. There's no actual record that he actually went over a dead body and somebody that had been passed away and actually brought them back. So these are just some of the rumors and some of the speculation and all the fame that got him recognized, like I said, after years of being dead. So it's kind of nice, they brought him back. They brought him back to life too. Okay, so now let's get into the whole clover, green, this and that. Because like I said, we're talking St. Patrick's here, right? Well, going back to the whole Irish and British people, no se querían, no se caían bien. The whole shamrock and green was put on the Irish through the British people. It was like a racist prejudice kind of deal. Like, the people from Britain used to say que los que eran de Ireland eran bien brutos, that they were wild men, estaban like, you're too out there. So they would say, yeah, you guys eat clovers off the ground like cattle do. Like, it was an insult. It wasn't like something cute or meant for fun. It was an insult because the British were very prejudiced against the Irish people. So that's how they became acquainted with the whole shamrocks, the four-leaf clovers, and the whole color green. Now let me tell you, at this point we're already on or about the 10th century, and like I said, they started recognizing his date of passing as his day, which they started the Irish people celebrating as a day, St. Patrick's Day. What this meant is not what we here in the US know now. This was actually like a day, like a huge religious day. They would start the morning off with mass. They would end the evening with a huge feast. People would get together. You can maybe compare it a little bit to our holiday we're having next month, Easter. You go to church, you celebrate family, you have a feast together, you enjoy company, this and that. That is what St. Patrick's Day used to be like. And like I said, this was back in or around the 10th century. No había nada de drinking because it was a holy day, so there was no green beer involved at all. As a matter of fact, everything was closed on this day in the village. As a matter of fact, we always relate pubs with the whole St. Patrick's. Pubs, las barras, weren't even open on St. Patrick's till the 1960s. That's how much of a festive day, holy festive day, St. Patrick's was, that nobody drank beer. Alcohol was nowhere in the picture at all. So let me tell you guys. Here we go to the parades. I know you guys see all the movies and you hear the little airbags in Boston and this and New York. Okay, the first actual parade that was dedicated here in the US to St. Patrick's didn't hit here till 1762. Let me tell you guys. It was a bunch of Irish soldiers that were fighting with the Britain army, and they started marching. They did their own little parade and this and that on St. Patrick's Day. Obviously, they had the faith, they knew the tradition, so they were doing all this madre to show how proud they were to be Irish. Get it? It was March 17th. Let's celebrate. Since we're not back home, we're here anyway. Let's do the thing. happened in New York. After that, that's it. Valió madre todo. It's been a yearly tradition, a yearly festival, a yearly parade, everything. Everything you can think of big is big on St. Patrick's Day, starting 1770. That's it. That marked the era where it all began. So, New York, yes, New York, surprisingly, is the state that has the biggest parade. And yeah, it has more or less likely 150,000 people that march. Most are, if not all, are Irish people, Irish American, Irish descent. So yeah, you have all these people marching. This parade takes about 5 hours where they cross the area they need to, and they have un más o menos 3 million people on the sidelines, on the parade route, following the marchers, and these también, either they're Irish American, or Irish descent. So it's something really beautiful once you think about it. You know, everybody else takes it to a different level, to the extreme of, hey, let's get messed up, let's get drunk, let's get this and that, let's get tore up, let's go drink green beer. That's like not even nothing to do with any of it, you know? This is a day that people chose to represent them with St. Patrick's, to show, their roots, traditions, their, the way they are. And like I said, you come here to the US, everything gets turned away. People start capitalizing on this and that. They throw food coloring in the beer. Y vámonos, puro desmadre. Either way, it's fun. It's a fun holiday. Like I said, I myself have been there. I'm wearing green in honor of my topic for the day that I chose. So why not, So then here we go to the whole wearing green. Telling you guys, I have everything covered. Most of your answers, I think, because they're most of my questions I had. So where does that whole you gotta wear green come from? Okay, so obviously Saint Patrick, Don Patricio, San Patricio, he didn't wear the green. It's actually a political statement from the Irish people, where there was a situation back in 1641, which was known as the Irish Rebellion. I will look into that, I promise, and we will study together. We will learn, because I know nothing about that. School only teaches us what school wants us to know. They don't teach us things that we should know. They don't teach us important things to know. They only teach us certain topics half butchered. So, yeah, I don't know. To me, this is something we should have learned in school, instead of drawing shamrocks and coloring in four-leaf clovers and leprechauns and rainbows and the pot of gold. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Like, I get it. They're cute things to do. Every month has the little, decorations to go with it. But it's like, what's the true story behind it? I always input all this information into my girls because I like them to know, like, the real story. Not the cute story. The cute story is cute to know too, don't take me wrong. But let's know the real stuff. So yeah, going back to this whole rebellion, yeah, the Irish people started wearing green as a political statement, pretty much to tell the government and everybody else, you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure you put that together. So everybody else started wearing green, all the Irish people, and the people around them that would mix in other neighborhoods that obviously weren't in Ireland anymore started wearing green to support our Ireland people, the Irish people. Vámonos. This is going on. This ain't right. You're wearing green today. I'm going to wear green today to stand with you. This is how it goes. algo bonito también. You know, you should always stand with your neighbor whenever it's a cause and it's a right cause, you know. Together we can make a difference. Always keep that in mind. So that's where the tradition to wear green on St. Patrick's came from, to support our Irish people. So here we go, back to the whole capitalism of stuff. Like I said, it is estimated right now in the year 2023 que se gasta por lo menos $4 billion only on St. Patrick's Day of alcohol. Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Everybody. Amazing, right? One day, 4 billion with a B, $1 billion. That's a lot of money to be drunk. Pórtense bien, gente indecente. Let me forward now to the 18th century. No, going back to the whole the green, the wearing of the green, we got the rebellion, this and that. 18th century is when they started pinching each other on St. Patrick's Day if you were not wearing green. So it was just one of those, like, a funny thing, like, hey, today's St. Patrick's Day, we're proud to be Irish, why are you not wearing green? Oh, you know, I forgot. Well, here you go. Un pinch so you don't forget next year to wear your green. How cool is that? I know, right? So cute. It's a fun story, so cute. A lot of morals behind it, tradition, religion. Like, who would have ever known, you know? Like, there, you ask any kid off the street, like, what's St. Patrick's Day? Oh, you know, it's the day the leprechaun goes and finds the rainbow. Like, no, it's not that. Or, oh, you know, on the day leprechaun comes trying to clean shoes and take the pot of gold. Tampoco, it's not that either. So, you know, I hope I gave you guys some information you did not know of. And I hope you enjoyed this little session of Comadreando. No tengo café, pero, you know, the whole name of the show, Comadreando aquí con café. Y pues ahí los dejo con eso. Follow me, guys. If you are not subscribed yet, please like, subscribe, and hit that little bell. I am still sharing all kinds of everything, as you guys can see. Yeah, I got my files back, so I am just uploading. I'm not actually sharing and releasing till Wednesdays. That's the day I'm actually going to be like, hey, here's the link, check it out, my new episode. And I have a lot of people, you know, giving me messages, que, hey, you know, I like this, I like that, put this on. It's like, you guys can always find it on YouTube. Just subscribe to it or follow it or go back. Like, I am there. The videos will not go away, I promise. That's why I've been sharing a lot of the links again. Like I said, Wednesdays are my release days. So I've been releasing with links, but you guys can always go back. Like, my work is there. It doesn't go nowhere. So, yeah, thank you guys for all the love, the support. Gracias por su tiempo conmigo el día de hoy. I will be doing another show tomorrow, I promise. Tomorrow's Tuesday. And, yeah, another little haha with the whole shamrock, leprechauns, color green, St. Patrick's Day. And, yeah, I los dejo, like I said. Stay safe, stay sane. Y los adoro. Bye.